Okay, we're going to get ready to make a piñata. Let's look at our ingredients. For our ingredients, we need a star-shaped balloon, and you need a straw inserted into the mouthpiece so that it becomes easier to inflate your balloon. Okay? Be careful inserting the straw into your mouthpiece. You're also going to need 5 party hats. It's not necessary, but I do like to strengthen the points of the piñata. So you're going to need 5 party hats, and those party hats you're going to tape onto your inflated balloon. And with masking tape, you're going to tape them, right? This is already a layered piñata, so of course it's not going to look like this. Um, your balloon is gonna look like this, right? With the party hats already taped onto the points of the piñata. You also want to have scissors. You want to have rope with which to hang your piñata with. And again, strips of butcher's paper or newspaper or any type of recycled paper that you have at hand at home. You also want to have a pot available, and I like having this pot because it makes it easy, a deep pot, right? It makes it easy for me to just position my balloon on it, and I'll stand it up because I'm going to be layering this balloon with the strips of paper that have been dipped into the engrudo, the old school affordable homemade glue. All right? And I believe those are all of our materials. Okay, so in making your engrudo, you want to mix 1.5 cups of flour with 1 cup of water. Okay, 1.5 to 1. And I'm gonna show you. I have some engrudo here. And my engrudo looks like this. I used a whisk and a bowl, right? A bowl to hold my engrudo and a whisk to rid my mix of any lumps. So ultimately my engrudo ends up looking like a, a kind of thick pancake mix, okay? All right. You also want to dress comfortably with an apron, wear an apron or something that's going to keep you from getting the engrudo all over you. This is going to be a messy job, but so set out with that mindset that you're going to enjoy it, right? So the strips of paper that you cut, what I like to do once I get my whisk out of the way is that I am going to stash them. I'm going to place them into the engrudo and dip them in there. And you can already see I'm getting my fingers dirty. So you want these strips to go in here and to intake the glue, right? The engrudo, to be wet by it. And so I basically don't want to drench my strips of paper in the engrudo, and I kind of clean my fingers off in this manner, right? I want my paper to kind of be lump, to be sticky, to be covered all around with the engrudo, but I don't want it drenched. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin to place these strips of engrudo strands, engrudo layered strands, right, on my piñata. I'm gonna layer them on my piñata to start creating the body of my piñata, right? Once I have done, say, depending, right? If you want a piñata for decoration purposes, you're not gonna need to put too many of these layers on it, right? you're maybe going to need 2 layers of these strips of paper on your piñata. But if you want your piñata to be a piñata for a birthday party where children and young people are going to hit it, and it's going to be carrying prizes and goodies inside, then you want to maybe layer your piñata with 4 layers of these of this paper, right? So if the butcher's paper that you got is not enough, definitely start collecting some newspaper and recycled paper at your home. You know, there's all these sales type of newspapers that get dropped off at your home. So recycle those by doing this piñata. Okay? I recommend working as a family, maybe in couples, right? So that you're not cramped up for space. But maybe 3 people can work in a piñata at the same time. And as you can see, some of my paper is doubled up, and that's okay because that means that I'm doing 2 layers at the same time. The nice thing about working with newspaper is that newspaper will get rid of any bumps on your piñata. It really is good for making a very very smooth layer of your piñata, but it really doesn't matter if your piñata is smooth at this face or not, because you're going to decorate it, right? You're going to decorate it with the crepe paper, and so that's going to cover any lumps that you might have. Okay? So as you can see, my piñata is already looking like this. And so basically at this point, I probably spent 45 minutes, right? Putting layers on this piñata. And this is how it looks. As you can see, I have left a hole, which I need to reinforce still, right? This is just, I would say, a layer and a half that I've done. But I'm going to let it dry overnight. So maybe let it dry at the highest point in the house because heat rises. So let your piñata dry. You know, there is this little hole here, right, that you can use right here, this little hole. You can use that to hang it from the highest point of your home so that nobody really hits their head with it or damages it. Or you can also just let it rest overnight, right? Place your pot at the highest on top of the refrigerator, and then it should be fine. In the morning it'll be a little bit sticky, but you just pull it up and it should be dry, or mostly dry, depending on how many layers you put on your piñata today. Okay, so again, I recommend 2 layers of the butcher's recycled newspapers, 2 layers on your piñata if it's just going to be for decorative purposes. But if you are going to fill it with candy, then I recommend at least 4 layers so that, you know, several children can hit it. Remember, they're going to hit it with a wooden stick, and so you want all of the party attendees to get a chance to hit this piñata. Okay? All right.